Hey everybody, welcome back. We are now in part 2 of segment 5 because Harry has a lot to say about this, as he well should. And at some point we will segue into question and answer, but in the meantime, I'm going to take a little biology break and Harry's going to talk about Agent Lemon some more and maybe even take some questions.
Yep.
I'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Yep. So if you need more information, you can also find that you can read our original post from 1996 on what is known as the dextromethorphan fact. That was it was at the time maintained by this guy William White in Athens, Ohio, who actually gave us the advice on using citric acid in it. He's probably the first person other than the developers to actually use it. So there's dosage advice on there. There's a huge amount of material. If you printed it out, it would probably be 200 or 300 pages, we found that even after you do the extraction procedure, that just the dextromethorphan itself is very irritating to the stomach, and that there are issues with nausea when you take it. But people deal with that with peyote and things. That's not that big of a deal. You just make sure that you have some place to barf after you take it. And we found also that smoking a bowl after taking it reduces the nausea effects because essentially that in terms of effects it's basically a hallucinogen. It has more of a body load than most hallucinogens, that after you take it you want to move around a lot, and you sort of find yourself moving around like this, and that people at somewhat higher dosages report something like a ketamine effect known as the K-hole, which I don't really know much about because I've never taken ketamine, but you sort of feel like you're at the end of a tunnel with kind of the like the world at the other end of it. You have sort of this sometimes feeling of some people have likened it to an out of body experience, and that after duration is probably about 5 or 6 hours. You do feel unusual after that. But that's convenient. You don't run into the problem that you do with acid, where it just takes forever.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Hey, everybody, I'm back. We were talking about that in the pre-show banter about, favorite hallucinogens. Yep. And one of the things we brought up is something I've said a lot of times, but it bears repeating because, for people who are interested in psychedelics but haven't had a lot of experience, it's a good thing to know. Harry and I are completely in agreement on this. Although the acid trip is very nice and lovely and has its benefits, the main problem with it is that it's way too long, and inevitably I always get to hour 10, 11, or 12 and say, what the fuck, please stop, I'm ready to be done now, can I go to sleep? Whereas with psilocybin, it's like by hour 4 or 5, you're feeling a little trippy, but you're mostly done. And anyway, I'm sure you said amazing things while I was gone, but yep. We've got a few more minutes. We've got a lot more minutes left. This is also question and answer, though, so you can keep going about Agent Lemon as long as you want.
And that the procedure has been popular throughout the world. You can find links to it. Agent Lemon was actually written up in a toxicology journal because of
somebody did it wrong and had to go to the hospital.
And we're fairly confident though that the procedure is fairly safe.
When done correctly.
Yeah, make sure that you read the ingredients well. Read the instructions well, and that we there as I've said that Zippo lighter fluid or Roncinol is another brand is good for the organic solvent. We've heard of people using gasoline, which I say that you should not do. The YouTube video that I got this from was a guy in Russia And we think that that might not be as bad, but
I
don't
don't
do it
remember.
there
Is
either.
it in Russian?
Yes, it is.
That hampered his ability to understand precisely what the guy was saying, but trust me, he can get enough to know what he's saying is true.
And the other funny thing, well, you don't have to ingest lighter fluid because you've thrown that away when you get the final product. There may be a drop or two in the final product,
yeah,
but
it's a very
that's
small
one of
amount.
the reasons why you put it in the microwave.
It's a very small amount, and basically you do what you can to minimize that. And the way to get the least amount of it in it is to do whatever Harry has told you to do. They did many trials, correct?
Yeah, we tried this out, and that probably the first time or two that we see, the reason why you don't use lemon juice actually is because we think that you might be getting some droplets of lighter fluid in the substance because there are emulsifiers in lemon juice. That's why it can be used as a cleaning agent.
So the thing is, even though lemon juice is effective and it was their initial idea and their hypothesis worked, they found something that actually did a much better job of taking out the other stuff because of its organic nature.
Also, one thing that's a funny thing to look at in terms of the effects is that there's we found this site agentlemon.pl, which is actually an advertising agency in Poland that seems to have had their website designed by someone inspired by Agent Lemon.
That's kind of cool. Did you tell your Rainbow Family story?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, I'm just thinking that we've got 3.5 minutes left. We might as well just have this be another whole Agent Lemon section, and then we'll do question and answer. Hold on. So I'm going to have, Harry has a phenomenal story relating to this in the National Rainbow Gathering, so we're going to finish this segment, the next 3 minutes with this story, and then we're going to do question and answer. So start thinking about your questions, and at that I will turn it over to Harry.
Yep, for about 3 or 4 years after developing the procedure, I had never encountered anyone else that had actually done it, and then in 2000 I went to the National Rainbow Gathering in Montana. And that I was trying to figure out some way to get some acid. It was certainly around. I didn't have any, and you can't buy things at a rainbow gathering in a conventional sense. You're not really supposed to use money.
So
and
he went into town and he bought some
in town and they had a
watermelons.
bunch of watermelons, and I thought that I could trade one of those for acid.
So he bought some.
Yeah.
And went back to the Rainbow Gathering
and
with his watermelons.
And so I'm trying to tell passersby that they can have a watermelon if they dose me, and that this guy ends up coming up that has some, and we get to talking, and I mention Agent Lemon. And it turns out the guy is a fan, and that he actually had made a short film called "Use as Directed," about dextromethorphan usage, and that he claimed that his uncle was actually a CVS executive, which was funny because in the post we actually refer to buying the stuff at CVS.
I want to say something, which is one of the times that you told this story, perhaps the first time you told me, you said this guy basically reacted to you like you were Timothy Leary.
Yeah,
and I love that.
Yeah, it was...
I love that. Anyway, we got a minute and
I
a
guess
half.
in a way I am a drug guru. I mean, we're sure that the procedure has been carried out hundreds of thousands of times.
Well, there's always people who go forward and try new territory, and before our friends had a child, they were very willing to do that, as are you. And that's part of the thing, I'm 30 years old and Harry's 34?
Yep.
Just turned 34. I thought that was what you just turned. I was going to say
no,
33.
I turned 36.
You turned 36?
Yeah.
Harry's quite a bit older than I thought he was. I'm 30 and Harry's
yeah,
36.
I'm Nicole's age.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. We've got less than a minute left, so this is the sort of thing that we talk about between segments that get recorded. But my point is, we talk about all the drugs we do and all the shit we've done. A lot of it is when we were really young, but at this point, honestly, we don't have children. My cat is not offended by my drug use, as long as I get up very soon and open the door for her. And Harry also doesn't have any children. And our friends who we were talking about who wish to remain nameless have a child, and for that reason, this is all very past tense for them. But as long as your responsibilities are yourself, I think that we should have the right to do whatever the fuck we want with our brain chemistry. Why don't you, actually, hold on, let me stop this.
Yeah, I firmly...
Hold on.